What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Black Bear Podcast. This is a post-game edition. The Chicago Bears lose to the Texans 16 to 19 to 13, right?
19, not even enough money.
19 to
Oh my
13.
God, the motherfuckers didn't have enough food stamps to even pay for food, dude.
Look,
But that's
it's a
it.
lot.
I had to say it out loud.
It's a lot to unpack in this game. I got my guy Devin in the building, of course. My guy Chef West to the bottom of the map. About to break down this entire game. Caleb Williams, the defense, CJ Stroud, some of the offense that they had, Nico Collins, all that, all of it, and a lot more. Right after this.
You seem to focus on what they didn't have. I focused on what they. No, you said 4 was not enough.
It
So
was
you
not
focused
enough.
on what they did not have.
Okay, let's stop with the antics and let's talk about football now. Okay.
And then on top of that, I'm gonna tell y'all who we gonna take and why we gonna
Okay. All right.
take. We're taking a wide receiver, fellas. Let me tell you about Mr. Rome Adumze.
Please tell us about Mr. Roma Dunze, because it seemed like DeAndre Carter had all of his snaps in the back. Honestly, actually, I can't even say that because Roma Dunze damn near played every snap today. He just wasn't getting the ball.
He just wasn't. He wasn't getting the ball. He was sensitive in the snaps.
He actually had 5 targets today. He just 2 catches. But look,
I like you know what I said. Mark bench him. He came out. He tried to, be strong. But okay,
look,
okay, bro.
hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces.
I want no spaces.
You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube as well. Look, we're going to jump right into it. It's late here in the Midwest. I got the stats going across the bottom of your screen. You see it there. We're going to kick the show off with actually my favorite segment, if I can find it. Great and not so great. Great and not so great. We're gonna bring Wes back in here when he get back. Great, not so great. I'll kick it off, Devin. Oh boy, we talked about it in the green room before we came on here. Let me get him back on the screen. My great, I'll start with actually I'll start my not so great, just because I feel like my great is a little, and then my guy Destin jumping in the chat early said fire Flus. Fire the O-line coach, release the entire O-line bench and Everett. And I'm right there with you. If you keep watching this, I'm definitely gonna talk about that O-line. But my not so great, I'm gonna talk about it right now. My not so great is the O-line. That O-line was horrendous. And I'm sorry, Caleb Williams. I am so sorry that some people and some Bears fans included and Ryan Poles felt like it was okay to march you out there this season as a rookie quarterback behind that shitty O-line. Not just you, but you go ahead and pay DeAndre Swift. I'm gonna say Sweat. DeAndre Swift, 18 whatever million, 20 million over whatever. You go ahead and pay him, and you can't even block for him. You can't even. The run game was horrendous. I don't want to even talk too much on the run game in general, but I want to speak on his O-line. Braxton Jones. Last week, the issue was the nose, the interior. Tevin Jenkins, Coleman Shelton, and the right guard, Nate Davis, and Ryan Bates.
Terrible piss.
This week, Darnell Wright and left tackle Braxton Jones. It was horrible. This O-line is horrible. Let me go. Wes.
Yeah,
the O-line was horrible.
Go ahead, Mark. You got it. Terrible.
The O-line was fucking horrible. And like I said, I am so sorry, Caleb, that this is what you're coming into. I understand that your O-line at USC wasn't that great, but no, to have the hype that we've had based on our situation, bringing a rookie into this fantastic situation. It's not so fantastic if you can't get the ball to those weapons. If you can't get the ball out to Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore, it means nothing. It means nothing. My not so great is the O-line and the run blocking. And specifically, they didn't block too much for Caleb, but specifically the run blocking was horrible. My great, and I'll pass it on to one of my guys. My great, it was kind of hard finding a great in this, but my great is Caleb Williams. My great is Caleb Williams, the poise and his play. And I was gonna go with defense with this one. But I felt like at least second half defense. I felt like that was too easy. I'm gonna give it to Caleb Williams because I loved what he did. The dude was he started the game 5 for 5. At half, he was 12 for 19.
I think it was 10 for 10. I think he was 10 for 10 at the half.
At half, he was 12 for 15, 92 yards. He was not 10 for 10. But look.
Oh, no, he was 10 for 10.
For sure. Caleb Williams is my great. The dude had the poise. I'm not going to say the performance. Throw the numbers out. The poise that he had, I guarantee you every Bears fan, even though it was a long shot that he was going to complete that game at the end of the game, we still had hope. You know what I mean? We had hope.
Oh, my God.
Go, Pack, go.
Mark.
But that's my great.
Who said go, Pack, go?
I'm giving my great to Caleb Williams, and I'm giving my not so great to that O-line. Devin, great.
Go ahead, Dev. Go ahead, Dev.
I mean, my not so great was the offensive line's passing protection. When you have Caleb in the shotgun and you can't give him 1.5 seconds to throw, that's a big problem too. And it's like the fact that he only threw 2 interceptions, and that to me is like it could have been way worse with the way that they were in his face immediately. And that intentional grounding call that they called, that flag that they ended up throwing after they talked about it for like 3 minutes. That intentional grounding all on the line. Literally, he couldn't go anywhere, so he had to air it out because he'd already been sacked like 7 times. So he didn't want another hit, another sack, and he threw it in the general direction of, because he couldn't even get out to the edge because one of his linemen was kind of blocking his way out. And so I didn't like that. And his pass protection was almost as bad, I think, as the run protection. Neither one of them was good. And so that was my not so great. And my great that I had, I don't think Mark will agree with me on this one, but I had Gervon Dexter because he was putting pressure up the middle and he got a sack early on. He had the other opportunity where he was just a hair away from getting a sack on CJ Stroud. And if he had gotten that sack, we would have gotten out of that. We would have gotten out of that one, but he ended up getting out to the edge. And once CJ Stroud gets away, Gervon Dexter isn't going to catch him. But he got to the edge and then he threw to Nico Collins again. And
oh my gosh,
the way
my man Pose. Now keep going, Dave.
Line played was a bit better, I think, than kind of what I was expecting. But I was a little disappointed that we didn't see like Taylor getting like multiple sacks over there. But I think probably it was because they saw that he got 2 sacks last week and a forced fumble and like 3 QB hits or pressures or whatever it was. And so because of that, it was like, okay, now everybody kind of knows to kind of keep an eye out for him. And so he's going to be a little bit more picked up. But I thought the way that we put pressure on, like we got quite a few sacks that normally CJ Stroud doesn't take. So I looked at it as, okay, there were definite areas that we could be better, but our defensive line did a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah, they did. You good, Dev? On your not so great, go so great. Can Chef West go right ahead and say, and I'm finna be so outside of my element when I say my great is Eberflus's defense. I know it's crazy to say, but oh my God, if those Texans got out of their element like they wanted to, they would have been crazy. I think Eberflus could have done better, and the defense could have done better. But I think as the whole game is, what they had 19 at the end of the game. I didn't even watch the last 7 minutes.
They only scored a total of like 3 points the second half.
Yep.
Yes. You see what I'm saying? So outside of Chef Wes's, I gotta give it to Eberflus and his defense. Not so great. I praise this dude and I preached on this motherfucker for the whole entire summer. But Shane Walden, I have no idea what the fuck are you doing, dude. I think you don't know how to run an offense. I feel like he doesn't know how to take what he got and make it work. Like I said, if I see 14 on the field one more fucking time, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my fucking shit if I see 14 on the line. I saw Cole Kmet do a lot this time. I saw him more. But Jesus Christ, why are we in this Wildcat? Is that what it's called? Hey, look, everybody called Chef West not a football player. I'm going to refer to Mark and Devin. When your quarterback is perpendicular to your running back, is that not a Wildcat offense?
So I know what formations you're talking about. They weren't Wildcat, not this week. Last week he definitely ran some Wildcat, but I know what you're talking about, and I wasn't necessarily happy with the formations either. I don't know what he was trying to do. I'm with you on Shane Waldron. I'm
you see right with you. Okay, Mark. Like I said, I want the fans and the people that I love all 700 y'all, because we got 700 plays last week, by the way. But at the end of the day, like, I'm just struggling to understand why my quarterback is 4 steps away from the center and my running back is 2 steps to the left or to the right of him. That's not good. That's not good run procedures. That's not good rookie procedures. You know what I mean? Mark, Dev, y'all see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good for my rookie quarterback. Put him on the center. Stop trying. No, Mark. Okay, hold on. Stop trying to make him immaculate every play because you're putting him in those situations where you want him to make an immaculate play instead of lining him up on the center, putting his running back behind him. I just saw Minshew just destroy a game plan. You know what happened? I seen so many tight ends in the backfield. And then when they did put a tight end in the backfield, you know who that tight end was? Gerald fucking Everett, who can't block a motherfucker. He can't block a USAA transaction. That's it. So my good was Caleb for doing what he could do, what he had. I'm still bad. 2 weeks in a row, I'm still bad on Shane Waldron. After I just tried to give you the big ups all off season. So Y'all can go right ahead. I'm on mute.
Okay, well, look, so I'm right there with you. I was cussing Shane Waldron the entire day. I hated some of the plays. It seems like it don't matter whether it's Nagy, Getsy, Waldron, you name the coordinator. It seems like we all come in here and they run the same thing, and this offense is the same. I am tired of the 3rd and 1. I think I marked it down in my notes. Let me find it. 3rd and 1. There was a 3rd and 1 play, and we ran the ball out of shotgun. Or no, we passed it on 3rd and 1. We passed it on 3rd and 1, and I'm just like, dude, line up and go get the first down. If you can't do that, then your O-line should not be employed by you. If you can't line up and go get 1 yard, not even that. Say you run it, you run it on 3rd down and you get stuffed. Well, guess what? You got 4th down too. You know what I mean? It's 1 yard. You should be able to get 1 yard in 2 plays. You really should. If you can't do that, that O-line should not be employed by you. That's just how I look at it. If because they were moving us, that O-line that they had was moving us sometimes. So obviously not the third. They didn't have the 30 carries by Joe Mixon, but Shane Waldron, I'm not liking him. Devin and Wes, I'm not liking Shane Waldron, not one bit. I'm not even close. It's resembling more of Luke Getsy than it really sucks. Hold on, it really sucks because we waited all day for Sunday night, like Carrie Underwood said, and we watched all these teams, we watched all these offenses come out there, and the coordinator's drawing it up, and it looks nice. We watched the Vikings go out there and route the 49ers. We watched
49ers, bro.
The Raiders
Minshew beat the 49ers. Like Minshew won.
We watched the Raiders go out there and beat the Ravens. Minshew, they beat the Ravens. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of underdogs and a lot of upsets happened, and we could not get it done. And it just, I don't know. The defense definitely is special, but Shane Waldron is on my shit list for sure.
No offense, let me just get 5 seconds in. Like, we didn't even look like we was good. My man's a doomsday play. We didn't even look like we were good. Even Cole Kmet had more snaps than he did last week. But Shane, we didn't even look good. Dude.
Well, my thing is, why play Roma Doomsday? It looked like DeAndre Carter was wide receiver 2 tonight. Why play Roma Doomsday?
Didn't he? No. Carter was wide receiver 1.
Damn near.
Am I not wrong? Am I not wrong?
He wasn't number 1. You see the numbers going across the screen. DJ Moore definitely did his part. But
he did.
DeAndre Carter looked like the second. He looked like the second guy for sure. So I don't
second option on most plays.
So
I was okay with that early on because I saw them getting him the ball and stuff like that. Like he was getting those, like in that 1 to 10 yard range, they were getting good catches. Yep. And they were doing okay in that maybe like 10 to 12. Mm-hmm. That just getting enough to move the sticks sometimes, but it was when those deep throws. I don't trust Carter on those deep throws because to me the problem becomes, is he gonna be able to outrun his coverage? And for Carter, it's really no. Like he's older in the league. He's a return specialist, and like he's stepping into the wide receiver role. Specifically because of injuries right now. And I felt like he's not going to be our main go-to player in really any game. But
so when you talk about those deep shots, like they weren't connecting with anybody though. Like DJ Moore couldn't get his deep shots either. And last week with Keenan Allen here, he couldn't connect on his deep shots either. Look, Caleb Williams definitely missed some of those. Some plays today that would have helped his numbers.
It almost seemed like something changed at halftime. Like before halftime, we marched our way down.
I feel like it's not Tyler Scott though. I feel like not Tyler Scott. Like not DJ, not Rome, not Keenan. Like think about how many passes we looked up and it was 11. I'm not even talk about names because we know that's DeAndre Carter. We know that's our punt returner, kick returner, right? But how many times did Caleb look and take his read? Because everybody say that Justin Fields can't read, but when Caleb read and threw the ball down the field, made a 3-yard pass, a 5-yard pass, a 10-yard pass, 11, 20. It doesn't matter how big, but it was to DeAndre fucking Carter out of all people.
Bear Truth said again, weak ass non-existent run game. We going east and west, and we built the game plan with Carter. Not more going on. Look, I agree with you. Like I was just talking about that I think they tried for sure to get the run game going, and that O-line didn't get a push. They couldn't move a body. Don't get me started. I'm not even going to jump into Braxton Jones yet and how he handled the pressure. The false starts, the constant false starts is just is disgusting to me. That cannot happen with a rookie quarterback. The things that we're doing, I get it. I do get it. It's football, and it definitely happens. But
Mark, it's baffling.
Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus, you have to understand. Caleb was Heisman. He was this and that, but he's a rookie. You cannot expect him to go and make right what was wrong today. It was a lot of bullshit that was wrong today. And I feel like a lot of fans and even Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles expected Caleb Williams to come out on the good side of that. Caleb Williams took a beating today. He was sacked 7 times. He took a beating.
Brings me back to that.
Did he have 7 sacks?
Browns? Yeah, and 11 QB hits.
And a lot of QB hits where he was, like you said, where he wasn't sacked. He took a major beating today, and like I said in the group chat, Devin,
it brings me back to that Browns game. Was it?
Yes.
Wasn't it the Browns that with Justin
11
Fields?
sacks with Justin Fields? By the way, I didn't know Caleb had 7.
Caleb was like 7 times.
Let's be real though. Like those 7 would have been worse if there were, because like some of them he was getting was just him taking a hit right after he threw the ball.
Yeah.
Or like him taking a hit after like something or the other, or like him throwing it away and him getting hit as he was throwing or something. Like a few of them were just legitimate. He got hit anyways. So as far as taking a beating,
oh my God,
he took a beating even without some of them counting as sacks.
Going down in the record books as a sack. Yes, he took. Yeah. There was a play where I think Daniil Hunter or Will Anderson ripped his jersey or his undershirt trying to get him. Like that to me was the story of that game. Again, and I talked about it when we spoke on Saturday. I said that the interior, Tevin Jenkins, Coleman Shelton, and Nate Davis, they had the task last week. But this week it was going to be Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright on the outsides. And
Darnell White didn't show up.
They did not. They did not live up to it.
He did not show up.
Let's move on. That was our great and not so great. Go ahead.
I kind of wish that he didn't show up. He had a lot of false
did I get mine? Okay, cool. I agree. Cool. That was our not so great. Okay, cool. What's next?
That was great, not so great. We're gonna move right on to the Caleb guide. We're gonna talk about Caleb Williams and his performance. And oh wow, hang on a second. And what he did today. If I can find the right graphic, there we go. Caleb Williams, 23 for 37, 174 yards. So a little better than last week. Last week, we only had 92, 93 yards total passing yards. But you see it, 7 sacks this week. He was 5 carries for 43 yards in
2 turnovers.
And no touchdown in 2 turnovers, which I felt Caleb Williams was just trying to make a play today.
Oh, Adunze should have caught a touchdown.
Adunze dropped a touchdown.
You're right. That's hurtful.
That ball was put right where he was the only one.
I know. Can I just go first? Give me like 90. No, I need about 137 seconds.
Speak
Oh
on it,
my
Caleb
fucking
Williams
god.
guy. What you think about his
Oh
performance?
my
Caleb Williams
fucking
specific.
god. He threw the ball 37 times. I didn't even know
Yep.
he got sacked 7 fucking times. I didn't
Yep.
even know it was that much. I thought it was 4. But my whole thing is this. I was big on you, Shane. Shane Ward, I was big on you. You making this dude look bad. And I'm going to give him a D.
Who? Caleb?
Yes. But
Jesus
it's not
Christ.
all his fault. But he has to take the D. He has to take it, dude. He has to take it. Drop passes, all of those kind of thing. It's like, dude, like I can't do it another week in a row.
1 second. Bear Truth said 20 runs to almost 40 passes. Of course, our QB was getting hit. No, there's no of course our QB was getting hit. Because guess what? How many times did CJ Stroud line up and throw the ball? He wasn't getting hit every goddamn play. That wasn't happening with him. And guess what?
No.
If you're gonna talk about if you didn't like the 40 passes to 21s, look at the run. Look at the runs.
Look
Look
at
what
the
DeAndre
run.
Swift and those guys were able to do in the run game. I'm pulling them up right now. DeAndre Swift had
Put
14
him up there.
well, it's going
Put him
across the
up
bottom of
there.
the screen. DeAndre
You
Swift
can
had
put it
14 carries
so
for 18
stupid.
yards.
Fucking so stupid. I seen them bring so many tight ends into the backfield to help Joe Mixon after the first quarter. When we was stopping. No, now what we do in the first quarter, we stop Joe Mixon. We put Joe Mixon on ice. You know what D'Amico Ryan did? He brought his tight ends down in that formation. They didn't got a fullback, but they brought bodies down behind their linemen.
Yeah,
For us.
they didn't run the ball as well as they did last week either. But we focusing on our
No.
run game
No.
specifically
My
to
whole
help
thing
Caleb out.
is this. I am talking in contrast. They brought it down. You know what we did when we brought our tight ends down the formation? You know who the tight end we brought down in that formation? Gerald Everett. Number 14 was back there trying to block somebody he couldn't even fucking do it. And then when we did finally bring Mercedes Lewis's in, that one time, what he get? He got a false start because he's not used to being in the game. I feel like Shane Walden needs to get out his favorites, get out his comfortness, and just go get Matt 2025, dude.
But I really do want to focus. I want to focus on the Caleb Williams performance and what he was able to do out there. I feel like I don't want him to take heat for his running game being non-existent. If you don't have a running game, then you're one-dimensional. They knew we were gonna pass it. They knew the only success we had was in the passing game.
He get a D for the 2 turnovers, Mark. That's all. Other than that, I still give him a C.
So if I'm looking at the stats and I see those turnovers, but I watched the game and I saw the turnovers, and honestly, I didn't think that
that was really his fault.
He was trying to make plays down the field. There was nothing shaking. There was nothing shaking for him out there today. He definitely threw those picks. He was giving his wide receivers opportunities to make plays on the ball, and it just didn't work out that way, because guess what? If he didn't make those plays, if he didn't throw those passes, he probably would get sacked 9 times on those 2 picks that he threw. So
I think one of the picks was even like it was in both the hands of DJ Moore and the cornerback, and
one of them was for sure.
And I'm sitting there like,
for sure.
I'm sure. I mean, the other one was he was throwing to Rome and he underthrew Rome, I think, and that's how that one happened. And that one's kind of on him for underthrowing it. But when you throw it and both guys go up for it and they both get their hands on it, and then the other guy just kind of pulls it away to make sure that he comes down with it. I mean, it's kind of also partially on DJ to get that ball, come away with it and stuff.
or bat it down.
Yeah, at worst case scenario,
yeah,
help your rookie quarterback in the sense that, like, you know that interceptions are going to shake your guy a bit, and you don't want him shaken because that doesn't bode well for the team.
I'm with you, Bear Truth 9. You put that? Oh, you just put that up there.
Yeah, I'm having some
my man, definitely. No, you're good, bro. You good, bro. I'm with it. Hey, Deb, I'm with you too. Like I'm saying, I do not believe our 53 athletes is the problem. I think it's coaching. I can't. Mark, I
can't let those tackles off the hook, especially a first round top 10 pick, Darnell Wright on the right side. You're in year 2.
I said him 2 times.
I watched Penei Sewell grow and turn into one of the highest paid tackles in the league over there in Detroit. So I know what those first round talents can do and how they progress. Darnell Wright today, he struggled. He definitely struggled.
3 times, 2 penalties. The third time, he didn't even get called for it, and he should have. I saw him, and I called it out in the bar, and they said, "Hey, shut the fuck up." I said, "No, Darnell Wright ass is fucking sucking today."
No. You're like, shut the fuck up. You're like, no.
No, shut the fuck up. I'm spending my money here. You know what I mean? And I knew Darnell Wright ass was fucking sucking, just gassing. But for me, it's like I am more blaming it on the players this week. A little bit more. If I was like 30% last week on the players, I'm like 60-70% on the players. But I'm still like 40 or 30%
there's
on
still
the coaches.
issues with that coaching too. Like you said,
dude,
not put all on the players here. You're putting a lot of it on the coaching, but like Mark was saying, I'm with him too. Like that offensive line. If we had a good offensive line, it wouldn't matter the play calling that they're calling because we would have people open. We would have time to throw. And I'm sorry, but like it's really hard to see.
My whole thing is when
play calling when
but when you and like I don't know, like I said, I asked you, Mark, I asked you, Dev. Anybody in the comments when you in a 3-4 drop step with your running back to the right and or left you, is that not a wildcat formation?
The wildcat formation is usually when your running back lines up in the backfield and your quarterback is out on like a wide receiver route.
Yeah.
But like that, it's not super common to see that primarily because it's meant to be very tricky.
I won't call it wildcat then, but what I will call it is
you just speaking on the formation.
The formation is just trash. It's like if your quarterback and your running back is at the same spot every down. It's like, oh, we can do this when everybody know our offensive line sucks. Like, come on, dude. Put our quarterback under the fucking center, dude. Let him come up. Let him fake a handoff. How many play actions do we have this game?
Not a whole lot.
Like, it was just obliviously simple. And I hated it. I'm sorry. My bad. Y'all can go. No, I just didn't want to use the term. Yeah, no, I didn't want to keep using the term wildcat, but my whole thing is like,
because we didn't run wildcat today. That it was a different formation, but that goes to your point though, Shane Waldron. What are you doing? What is that?
What is that?
If you're gonna deploy your tight ends, just put them on each sides of the line of scrimmage and go handle business. Like why? I don't know.
But did you see that? Did you see that?
But play action attempts this game.
Like 3 or 4 in fucking 60 minutes. That's Mr. Posey. Like 3 or 4 in 60 minutes. That's terrible. Did you see that bunch formation play that they put out there? That was crazy.
They did that a couple times, and we gonna get into some of these grades. Okay, so hold on. I'm about to bring the coach up. Let's grade. Let's go around and grade Caleb Williams' performance. We do got Chef Wes's grades coming up as well.
It's coming up.
And then we got top performers coming up as well after we listen to head coach Matt Eberflus speak, and then we're gonna listen to our starting quarterback speak, because I think he played a lot better than he did last week. He had 93 yards last week, and he had 174 this week. The 2 turnovers, the 2 interceptions. It's fine. You got to do something when that game is so hard fought. You got to give your receivers a chance. Hopefully they make some plays. I think they were like 50-50 balls that he threw picks on. It's not like they were just horrible picks, but they were 50-50 balls. So if I'm going to give my grade for Caleb Williams, I'm going to go a B. I'm going to give him a B minus, actually. I'm going to go B minus.
Wow.
I thought his poise was really good, especially what he was working with, because when you don't got a run game, it's all on you. They're not worried about your run game. All they worried about is you, so they can drop back and sit and wait for you to pass the ball, because they know we can't run the ball. So it's all Caleb Williams. And not only that, but like we talked about in the green room, Devin, DeMeco Ryans blitzed more than he has in his entire career. They sent the blitz, and rightfully so. It's a rookie. The O-line couldn't pick it up. They couldn't figure it out. Chris Morgan, the offensive coordinator, couldn't figure it out. I'm going to give him a B minus. I like what I saw from Caleb, because if his team around him played better, I definitely think that these numbers look different. The dude was sacked 7 times.
I know, but I ain't gonna say how many times that I wish we had the bubble screen. Like, throw the bubble screen out there like 30 times. Then
they couldn't block it up though. They couldn't. The O-line couldn't block shit. Whether it was the run game, whether it was for Caleb, or whether it was.
But that's why you throw the bubble screen and you put it on your receivers or tight ends out there. Let Rome Odunze, let DJ Moore, them, and all of those kind of.
It wasn't blocked up. It was not blocked up. Nobody was blocking today. They couldn't. The Texans played a lot more aggressive than we did. You could tell it. You could tell they were a lot more physical.
Yeah, they did.
We were soft today.
Yeah, they did. They got 19
go B minus for Caleb Williams. For my Caleb Williams grade, I'm gonna go B minus.
I'm not getting my grades yet.
You got your Caleb grade, right?
Of course I do.
Devin had to slide out, so I was hoping he can give his grade next, but he had to slide out. So what we gonna do is, Wes, you want to wait on your grade till after
I'll give him a C. I'm gonna give him a C. I saw opportunity like 37 times. He could do what he had to do.
He missed
the sacks. Yeah. The sacks, I'm not gonna put that on him. I'm not gonna put it on him because y'all see me all summer long. I know our offensive line sucks trash. It's okay.
You was okay with it though. You was content.
I'm okay with. I'm okay.
Like you had Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady back there, and it infuriates me.
No. My whole thing is this. So before we go into that, I'm taking Caleb now, and next off season, we build up a wall around him.
Could harm him. You could stunt his growth in this one rookie season by not surrounding him with a royal guard to protect him. And honestly, it's sad because we're going to deal with
a rookie quarterback. Like you're saying,
deal with this all season.
Right, I know we are, and you're turning a rookie quarterback, and I am standing on your grounds of, hey, look, it's Caleb. Caleb can take a year of whatever.
Why do you want to take a year of beating?
It's not even that. I don't want to. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like I just said, bench. I said bench Odunze this week, and he still played. So what I think is different.
That too, because
I think is different.
we thought Keenan was gonna play over Rome this week, and
exactly what did I say? What did I say? I said I would play Keenan and bench a Doomsday. Who played and who didn't? I was fucking wrong. Hey, Dev. So my whole thing is, I get it. I understand. I understand.
I don't think anybody who was so because and like I said this in the group chat. I'm going to harp on this. Y'all gonna get annoyed by me by the end of this season. You absolutely cannot put your rookie quarterback out there behind that offensive line. You absolutely cannot. And it was bad.
And I knew this would be the thing, but
I wanted to
I'm not trying to go back. I'm not trying to go back. I'm trying to say it, but
because we're here now, we're gonna deal with it all season. We're gonna deal with it all season.
But is that not what we did for Justin Fields for 3 years? Terrible. Mr. Beasley's O-line was old and terrible. Justin Fields' O-line was terrible. Mr. Beasley, terrible. Jake Cutler was on the last cusp of our great O-line that we had, who made Rex Grossman go to a Super Bowl because that O-line was stout. Olin Kreutz in them. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to talk. I don't want to put it just on it.
Jay Cutler faced these same issues. They were saying Jay Cutler didn't have an O-line. They were saying, well, Mitch had a couple Pro Bowl offensive linemen, but
a couple. Weary. They had already did what they were supposed to do. Like I said, Rex and them, like they had already established.
I'm Flu's cutting Nate tomorrow.
I will say the only problem with cutting Nate is that we just put Ryan Bates on the injured reserve list. Yeah. And so, I imagine that was the reason we wanted Ryan Bates was to replace Nate Davis or to be center, one of the two. And
yes, he was supposed to be our center.
Replacing Nate Davis is also a big need. And I mean, I gotta say I'm not happy with Nate Davis, but at the same time, if he was our only problem, I feel like our offensive line wouldn't be too bad. But he's not our only problem.
Said that. He definitely is. Those tackles got their ass kicked today.
I don't think cutting somebody. I mean, first of all, we're gonna still pay him anyways. So why not try to utilize him if we don't have anything else better right now? Now, if for so one of the people that I'm interested in is Karan Amagaji.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know I am. I can't wait for him to come out.
I know that he did his first full practice, I think, on Friday. And
this week.
If he can get up to speed, I'd be very interested to see if he can take over that spot. I can't remember what position that they.
He's the left tackle, Dev.
I remember them saying that he could play either side, and I kind of remember them saying. I almost remember them saying that he could pretty much play all the positions on the line except center. So I'd be very interested to see if that's true.
You think Karan could play every position on
Karan could play left tackle. He could play tackle and guard for sure. If Braxton actually held his own and was a starter for us, Karan would be a guard. You know what I mean? Because you got Darnell Wright, you got Braxton Jones. They didn't draft Karan hoping he supplants Braxton Jones because they want Braxton Jones to be a top tackle in this league. But that's not happening. I don't see that happening.
I personally think they kind of drafted Karan as we can utilize you wherever is needed to fix whatever hole we might or might not get. I mean, but we do realize they've got to do something, because if you do a whole season of this type of offensive line play, after starting next game, we're gonna get blitzed like crazy.
Oh my God,
Our
dude!
O line is.
Do I have to be the bad guy? No, you got.
I mean, if you,
I'm just saying, like our O line is out there gonna be like fighting for their life every game, because everybody knows that they just crumble under blitzes and stuff like that. And when Caleb wasn't being blitzed this game, they showed his statistics. He was like 9 for 10 or 9 for 11 or something like that, with like 87 yards, something like that. Like when he's not being blitzed, he had time to throw and stuff like that. Then he was hitting his targets where he needed. When he was being blitzed, his numbers were a lot worse, which I think that's how it is with most quarterbacks. Their numbers
at least rookies,
when they're blitzed, but they usually get a little bit more time than what we got today. I mean, that whole like 1 second after we hike the ball type of shit, that's not gonna fly.
So I don't agree with this comment, Destin. I do. Look, we got the Colts coming up next week, and we damn sure better be 2-1 next week. After what I just saw the Colts do with the Packers against Malik Willis. But guess what?
And then we got the Rams coming up after that.
They have They have coaches that we don't have, unfortunately. I tweeted this out today. I'm jealous of the Vikings coaching staff, top to bottom, defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator. I'm jealous of what the Packers got in Green Bay.
I don't know.
Coaching staff.
I was so mad at the Twin Cities. My cousins keep calling me. They live in Minneapolis and they live in St. Paul. They like, hey, look at us. Look at what we're doing. And I'm like, I have no idea. They said, how are we so good?
The Packers are leading the division right now. Or not Packers.
No, they're not. The Vikings.
I meant the Vikings, yeah.
Right.
The Vikings are how? No, think about it. Not us. I'm not calling us stupid. I'm not calling us stupid or nothing. My whole thing is, think about everybody. Good Morning Football, ESPN, NFL Network, everybody else. They put them exactly. Okay, cool. Everybody put those Vikings at the bottom. They even shouldn't be winning games right now.
Not on this podcast.
I know we didn't either.
Addison, TJ Hawkinson, I know he's out right now, but Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold, we got to remember he was a number 2 overall pick. They just like Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield struggled, but guess what?
Now that he's found the right team, Baker Mayfield is not struggling.
Exactly.
He just thumped the motherfucker. Who he just thumped? Who Baker just thumped? The
Cowboys? They just beat the Lions.
Oh, Lions. Oh, yeah, the Lions. They just beat the Lions. Like, I'm watching, like I said, and that what bothers me is that the Vikings won a game.
And it bothered me that the Vikings won and the Packers won. But let's give our grade. So we're gonna bring up coach, and then we're gonna listen to our quarterback, and we'll finish out with some top performers and get Chef Wes's grades and some other things. I gave mine B-. It sounded like some of the chat. I saw some B's in the chat. Actually, I only saw B's in the chat. I won't say Nate. Devin. Caleb Williams grade. And
I'm gonna give him
at the bottom.
I'm gonna give him a C+. Like he played better than he did last week. I know I gave him a better grade last week, but at the end of the day, they won that game. So
yes,
like he did what he needed to do in order to make sure that we didn't lose that game. But this game we did lose. So I will say that this is a game I had us losing. I know Mark had us losing it too. I know Wes, this was one of the ones where you were different than us. And
I did switch mine. I did.
Oh, you switched it to winning as well?
Yes. When we finished off Saturday's show, I drank the Kool-Aid. Okay.
Well, I mean, I had us losing this game, so I kind of was already in that like okay, a win would be nice. I just needed to see improvements, and I saw improvements. And the way that he was like making his like the way that he played today was better than the way he played last week. And if he makes another jump next week and the week after, by the end of the season, he's going to be playing well above what we've had in the past. Now, the game today is, I would say, on par with what we have had from quarterbacks previously. This would be like a bit of an average game for, like, say, Justin Fields or Trubisky back in the day, as far as like
I agree
what the type of game that they played. And so I don't really see a huge difference in the type of play, but like if this is how he is after his second game compared to year 2 and 3 of other quarterbacks, like this is going in the right direction. And so I'll give him a C+ because it wasn't the best game, but it wasn't really a bad game except for those interceptions, which is why I'm at a C+ instead of like a B or B-.
7.
I got a B-. You got a C+. Chef West, you want to give your grade right now, or you want to wait? I don't think we planned for you to.
Oh no, you my Caleb grade?
Yeah, yo, Caleb, just Caleb, strictly Caleb.
Can y'all see that?
Is that a C+?
It looks
That's
like
a C+.
So you right there with Devin. Why C+?
I'm gonna give him a C+, simply because I just don't trust the system they keep putting my man's in. Like, oh my God, Shane! Like, go back to my May craze. Go back to my I fought you, Mark. I fought you, Devin, on Shane Walden doing better. And motherfucker, you didn't. I'm getting so much. I'm just getting pissed off every game with Shane. And I can't
every
blame
time they
it
show
on-
him and he's sitting there.
Every fucking time they show him, I'm getting madder and I'm getting madder and I'm getting more pissed off.
So do you feel like because I feel like you putting Shane's performance into Caleb's performance a little bit, and rightfully so. They go hand in hand for sure. I'm not.
No. I think Caleb is doing the best with what he got. I see some things. I don't want to go play for play and nitpick at bro.
Right.
I want to nitpick at buddy like that. That's why I gave him a C+.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like I can't blame him for all 7 sacks. I can't blame him for both interceptions. I can't really say, but I kind of could say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can make a case.
I can make a case. So I'm gonna give you a C+. That's
okay.
Hey, look, Caleb, that's kind of a B from Chef West for me. You know, if you want to be nice about it, that's kind of a B grade for me. Now, that's the best grade I got for the team. If that makes you feel any better, I got some.
Oh wow!
I got some devastating things. I got some.
Spoiler alert.
This card right here.
Spoiler alert. So
this motherfucker right here. Oh, but yeah, spoiler alert, Mark.
Let me take it away. We're gonna go ahead and listen to head coach Matt Eberflus. Can y'all hear me right now?
Yeah, we got you.
Y'all got me still? Okay, like I said, I'm having a little technical issues too, just like you, Devin. I don't know what's going on tonight. But look, so we're gonna take a listen to Matt Eberflus, and we're gonna take a look at our quarterback, and then we're gonna continue with the breakdown of this game. Here's Matt Eberflus on how his team performed against the Texans on the road.
And we should be, but I told the guy, in the loss, and we should be, but I told the guys in there that in the NFL, it's how you respond that matters. Playing, look at it tomorrow when we come in a little bit later, and get with your coach and get with the meetings and make sure that we make the corrections needed. That the guys fought all the way till the end, and we had ourselves a chance to win the game to the last possession. So again, we didn't get that done. My hats off to Houston and the way
to hear that.
I can hear it, but it is a little soft.
Kinda.
Okay, let me turn it up real quick.
I heard the whole thing. I just didn't know if I liked
You heard it though, but okay. Is it laggy though? How laggy is it?
No, I had everything
really bad.
Yeah, no, I got everything straight in, straight out.
I'm hearing it. I don't see him moving, but that's gonna happen.
Yeah, okay, for sure. All right, here you go. We're gonna continue.
So, but if you look at it, obviously we have 7 sacks. The offensive line. Everybody's going to talk about those types of things.
Yeah, we are.
I believe that protection is everybody.
Yeah.
Protection is the tight ends, it's the runners, it's the offensive line, it's the quarterback, it's everybody involved. So we got to do a really good job with that and taking a look at that. In terms of running the ball, we obviously want to run the ball better than what we did. It was okay, but not good enough. Not good enough. We got to establish the
Something I fucking don't know.
run game. I think it's always a good friend to a young quarterback when you can do that. And I was also proud of the defense. The defense played well. Had some big chunk plays, in the first half. It was too bad we gave up the second and 24. Really good play design by them. And, we had them where we wanted them there, and they got out of that one. So, and then the fumble at the very end, giving us a chance to win it at the very end. Those third down stops, the way they played in the second half, I think was really good as well. But again, I told them that we win as a team, we lose as a team. I know that's an old coaching cliche, but that is so true. The only way to win in this business is to do it together. And so we'll be making sure that everybody stays together, which they will, and believing in each other and trusting in each other and getting back to work and responding the right way. So with that, I'll open to questions.
Coach, were you satisfied with the challenge operation, getting down from whoever looks at it to get to you?
Yeah.
It seemed like both those plays took a quick review to kind of discourage the challenge.
Yeah, we have a good process for that. So it's a little bit different when you can't see the monitor right away, and it's a critical play like a third down or a takeaway. So we do put a little bit more weight on those, but we have a great process.
And how do you clean? Just to stick with that, how do you clean that up to make sure that those challenges go in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty clean overall, since we've been here. And again, those were just situations where we didn't get a great look at it, and they were critical downs. And so we made a decision to do it, and it didn't work out that time.
With penalties, what do you emphasize to the guys when those are coming out of timeouts, like the offensive line, the penalty, 2 false starts that came out of timeout? What do you emphasize to the guys in those situations?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to be aware of the clock. You got to be aware of the clock, and you have good operation getting out of the huddle, and just be better there. That's all you can do.
What's your concern level in terms of the number of times Caleb's getting hit?
Yeah, like I said, it's a protection thing, right? So it's an everybody thing. So we got to do a great job with the O-line, tight ends, backs. He's got rhythm and timing.
This ad is a complete lie. The truth is, Tammy Baldwin's never shared inside information with her partner.
Timing on the passes, what's the play design, in terms of getting the ball out, his reads and all that. So again, it's everybody. So we got to just clean that up.
Do you have a consistent sense of kind of when to throw it away and how to avoid these intentional grounding calls? Does that need to improve? And is that an experience thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think like we said in the onset, Caleb's going to improve every single week, and he's going to get those experience and exposures as we go through this, and just get better. And that's one of the things he can work on. And again, he's going to do that this week.
A lot of guys in the line were saying that the lack of being able to, get good running plays and get into short third down yardage kind of led to some of that stuff, because the Texans are 30 years back there. Is that kind of how you saw it?
Yeah, that's what we do
rookie.
on defense too, right? So we had some good distances for us on the defense as well. So they were doing the same thing. You're stopping the run on first down and then getting them into longer distances. And that's what you want to do when you are designed as a 4-man pass rush group. Then you can dial some pressures up and you're all pass down, which you can do those things. And that's why the running game is so important, to be able to really solidify that and really get that as a foundation going forward.
Your process, Keenan Allen, determining whether he could go and what's your evaluation of this heel going forward?
Yeah, we thought he could make it to the game and potentially work out, and that didn't happen. In terms of him making it to the game. So we'll see where it is. Coming here on next couple of days.
Is it any better because of the rest?
Yeah, I'll have to ask the guys. I think it's where it was. I can say that. But we'll see where it is going forward.
And I think you talked about the offense as having potentially a missing piece right now. What do you think that piece is as you're trying to figure out how to get this unit on track?
Yeah, it's continuity, playing together, and working to get the ball moving down the field, in a positive way. And those guys are going to be working diligently to get that done, so I feel really good about the men in the locker room on all sides of the ball, offense, defense, kicking, and I feel great about the offensive staff. And those guys are going to find solutions to be able to get better every single week, and that's what the process is.
You mentioned the Collins touchdown on 2nd and 24. Do you have a sense for what sprung that for them?
Yeah, it's a good player. A really good player, and he got right behind our linebackers and into the second part of the coverage, and then he just took it in there. So again, I could have called a better call, but it wasn't crazy about the call, but yeah. So we still fought back and had a chance.
Coach, last week defense shuts out the Titans in the second half. This week against a pretty good offense, they hold them to a touchdown, 4 long field goals. Do you still feel like you can kind of just lean on this defense until the offense finds their way? And what does that look like in terms of the complementary football you may have to do offensively?
Yeah, I do think that I said this many times, and it's part of that saying that I say is that you have to play well around a rookie quarterback. So who is that? Well, that's the line, that's the tight ends, that's the backs, that's the receivers, it's a defense, a stout defense that can keep the score down, and then which Cairo had another good day at scoring points, and I think Torrey had another good day of punting. I think it was 47 average, had a long. A couple inside the 20. So those are all good things for us going forward.
You talk about beside, how pass protection's everyone. Does that mean, tight ends and running backs, you want to see a little better blocking there, or is it just the scheme? What else do you want to see from?
Yeah, it's everything, because it would be a play-by-play basis. We have to look at the tape. Sometimes the backs are chipping, sometimes the tight ends are actually blocking, or chipping. So it's everybody. Sometimes the back has the blitzing linebacker, whatever that might be. That's why it's everybody, and then it's also the quarterback to be able to feel it, right, and get out like a couple of times he did, and or throw the ball out quicker, But again, that's you have to go case by case and look at each play.
Is your protection good enough for you to be able to evaluate Caleb during the course of the game?
Great question.
Yeah. Whether he got better from last week, and in what ways he did.
Yeah, you're always wanting protection to be firmer and better, of course. But we played against 2 good ends today. They had 2 good ends that are really good. Daniil's a heck of a player. Will's a heck of a player. They have a great motor, and those guys are 2 of the they're in the top 10 pass rushers in the league for sure. So it was a big challenge for us. But again, we need to be firmer and we need to be better in protection. Everybody.
How are you coaching Caleb to handle the pressure in the pocket? You guys want him to stay in the pocket, but when it's coming from every point, what do you want him to do? Yeah, there's certain points where I think he did a really good job of riding up in the pocket and making some good throws. So there's some really good positives there that we can look at. And then also he was able to evade the rush a couple of times and get on the perimeter. And then he has to be careful with the football after he gets out there when he throws the ball, in a scramble drill. So there's some great learning moments there for him, in terms of the pressure that you're talking about, of what to do and when to do it. So we'll look at the tape and we'll get those things corrected. Thanks, guys.
I agree with some of the things he said. Didn't agree with other things.
So, and look, let me just say this real quick. Look, if we're ever talking over the press conference or anything like that, you can always go find that press conference at, Chicago Bears, their Twitter page, or not Twitter page, but their YouTube page. You can go ahead and find it there. I like to speak on what I hear. Sometimes I try to let y'all hear it, but that's this is just not how it goes sometimes. So if you miss something, just go ahead. The Chicago Bears got that video up on their YouTube page. But look, Devin, like you said, you agree with some things and you disagree with others, and I'm the same way. I think he hinted and he feels the O-line deficiencies. They were horrible.
Terrible.
They were horrible. And I feel like I can't wait to like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to see what the vibe is like, because that's 2 weeks in a row. This O-line has kind of stunted Caleb's growth. I don't want to go that extreme because it's only week 2, but we heard this with Justin. Is the O-line good enough for you to properly evaluate Justin? Is the O-line good enough for you to properly evaluate Mitchell Trubisky? You know what I mean? And it's the same old story, the same old tune. I wanted to avoid this, but sadly, this is what we're gonna have to deal with week in and week out. That O-line being, and it's not just me, it's not just
terrible.
Evan, it's not just Wes. You hear the Bears beat reporters asking these questions. You know what I mean? Like
you hear the announcers all day or all game. Like they were saying, like they even clocked his time to throw, and they were comparing it at one point earlier on in the game when he was getting the ball out quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened, but they changed something with the Texans defense. They started blitzing more or something, and all of a sudden it's like the floodgates opened. And time-wise, we were just not getting any time to throw. And I mean, because Eberflus mentioned at the tail end of his thing, he was talking about as far as Caleb goes, there was some of the things he liked was Caleb being able to step up in the pocket when there was still pressure and make some good throws. And that was one of the things that I saw early on that I really liked, was when he did do that step up, and then he rifled that shot to DJ off to the right-hand side, and there was a lot of pressure around him. He stepped up into that pressure basically and threw the ball instead of getting flustered, running away and stuff like that. And that I saw that as a good thing, because hopefully that's something that he can see as a positive that he did. And instead of focusing on like the sacks and stuff like that, where he said where he probably didn't have as many good things that he liked about him and stuff like that, like you're gonna get sacked at the quarterback position. It's inevitable. But the number that we had was just, it was not good. So
7 is too much, and like you mentioned earlier, Devin, the hits that he took that don't go down in the stat sheet, or the pressures that he had that don't go down in the stat sheet. Look, he made some great throws. Like I hate that it ended this way and it went down this way, because last week I didn't feel this way about Caleb.
I gotta say though, if in that fourth quarter, if he had flipped the switch and taken us down the field, even if he didn't get us a touchdown at the end, but like if he had marched us down into like the 30-20 yard line area, and then the defense just kind of stopped us, I feel like we would all be coming into this game or this podcast, this show, a little differently. But like we've had issues in the past where we get concerned because we're like, well, we give the opportunity at the end of the game to march down and win. But let's be real, like less than 2 minutes is not enough time for this team. Like if we had 3-4 minutes, then I would have felt like, okay, we might be able to make something work. But like the clock was against them. They had a sack that it shouldn't have even, like, he wasn't even looking that direction. Whoever it was that should have been out blocking that side just blew their assignment or something. I don't know. Like, he came in and just like right into Caleb untouched. And that shouldn't be happening on a like end of game. Like, this is how we need to win the game. Like, you if you let something like that happen and then you have the time run off too and stuff like that, like all that stuff just really adds up, and it's all of that's on the O-line. Like, yeah, Caleb might have been able to get it out, might have needed to get it out quicker, but when you have so much ground to cover, you need to let plays develop. You need that time. And they were talking about it earlier in the game, is that when you set up these routes and stuff like that, generally what you want is you're aiming for that 2.5 seconds, and that's kind of what you plan those routes out for. And so if you get to that point, like if you're getting the ball out at 2.5 seconds or whatever, like then you're on where you need to be.
Yep. Wes, thoughts on what we just heard before we get into
no. Oh my God. Just say you got outcoached, dude. Just say he outcoached you. Just say he outcoached your defense. We saw our defense last week. We saw what Matt Eberflus did to a subpar offense, right?
I mean, they put up a good fight against that Jets defense today, too.
Yeah, they did. It wasn't what we put up against.
They also got blocked 2 times. I mean, again, they're punt blocked again today. So I saw that and I was just
cool.
laughing. Like,
right.
That punter better get this.
No, Dev, that's my whole point. Is you did great against anybody, but when D'Amico Ryan came out, what did we do on defense?
Well, so you gave your great, not so great. You gave your great to the defense. So
that's all I could do. That's all I really could do. And the only reason I gave it to him is because I felt like Caleb could have got out of a couple of those sacks. I felt like he didn't have to throw the ball away a couple of those times and try to be Caleb Williams. That's it. What I haven't said is Eberflus. Come on, dude. Like, come on. I just looked at it. I put the stats down and I looked at the stats, and I can talk about the stats and I'm not going to talk about it. But dude, like, TJ had 15 tackles last game. He had, I think, 7 this game. We had no turnovers. We had, how many sacks did we have this game?
7.
No. How many our defense had?
Oh, we had what? 3?
3 or 4, something like that. I mean, we seemed to be getting to the quarterback more than I was thinking we would on.
Yeah, we had 3 sacks.
Okay. Their jerseys was white. I saw CJ Stroud at the end of the game. His jersey was still white. I saw Joe Mixon, who we put out the game. His jersey was still white.
I'm gonna send you a clip.
Send me the clip.
Send me the clip. You sound like Wayne.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Look at those guys. Nico Collins. Oh my fucking God,
For
JJ.
sure. So let's talk about it. You know, and we kind of coming.
It's like for me, we come up on a time, but for me, it's like it wasn't enough.
What did you do to stop Nico Collins? He had 8 catches, if I'm reading this correctly. 8 catches, 135 yards, and 1 touchdown. The next guy on their team had 37 yards. So in between 135 and 37, where was the adjustment? This is what I say, and this is what I say.
Okay, Mark. Before you go on that, who was primarily on Nico?
That's exactly what I'm going to those because there's no primary. Okay. There's no primary. That's not what we do. Jalen Johnson doesn't follow receivers. He stays on his right side of the field. He stays on his side of the field based on the play that was called. Correct. So look, if you're gonna pay Jalen Johnson the money you're paying him,
he should. You're following whoever you need.
You're following Nico Collins all fucking game because they picked on Tyreek Stevenson, and we were high on Tyreek Stevenson coming into this season, but they picked on him for the second week in a row. And granted, we can't expect Tyreek to be Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson is a dog. He's a top cornerback. But 8 catches, 135 yards, and 1 touchdown from one guy.
After 2 quarters, Mark, you gotta say, "Hey, JJ, go get him." Yeah, you gotta go say, "JJ, go get him." I don't care who Stephon Diggs is. I don't care what his jersey is. I don't care how much his jersey sells. You say, "JJ, you number one." You go with number one, and you follow number one this whole fucking 3 and 4th quarter.
And
that's all I'm saying.
What am I paying you for?
Exactly, Mark?
And I just want to make this clear. This is not a shot at Jalen Johnson. We all respect Jalen Johnson here, and we know. And then you see the pressures coming in, the chat coming in with the pressures. 36 pressures is crazy. He was sacked 7 times, right? Let's talk about it. He was sacked 7 times, but he was pressured 36 times. Tony, I appreciate you jumping in the chat. We haven't seen you in here before, but hit that like button.
Hey, how you doing, TD?
The Blackberry Podcast, one word, no spaces. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook. My guy Devin to the right of me. You can see his name up there and where to follow him. And my guy Chef West to the bottom.
Always holding up the bottom in the Southwest. If y'all in Arizona, come fuck with me. Look, but at the end of the day, Mark, dude, it's just like everybody can talk about our offense. Y'all talk about our offense for 35 fucking years.
Offensive line.
Oh, that's.
I thought the offense was fine. He said, "Cool, man. Thank you." Hey, shout out. Hey, Tony. We here every week. My guy Chef West at the bottom. We're gonna get into Chef West grades in a second. And I know it's late here in the Midwest, and even on the East Coast, it's definitely late for y'all. So we're gonna keep it going. My guy David to the right. We are here every week for y'all, talking Bears football the way it should be talked. No gimmicks, no extra agendas. You know what I mean? Just genuine.
As Mark say, no antics. There's no antics over here. No antics, baby. I got some good. I got my card over here for you. It's gonna be mad.
West, I want you to get your point out because you had a point you was finna make, and then when you get your point, we can listen to
my point is our strength. Our defensive strength is our secondary. And at the end of the day, Nico had
got dogged today.
Got dogged. He almost got dogged. He got only thing that saved him last week was his pick 6. Remember, he got a touchdown on him last week.
Got snagged by the tight end.
Got snagged by a fucking tight end. And y'all continue to let him get dogged by Nico, Tremaine. Oh my God. I don't want to talk about Tremaine when y'all talk about and a lot of these pundits talk about him like he Brian Urlacher. Oh my God. I talked about what did I say, Mark, earlier today? We had a conversation off air. I said they talking about the Lance Briggs and Urlacher comparison. Well, Tremaine, dude, like
you know what's sick about that was last week, Devin, you had to jump out last week before we got to this point, the bold predictions and stuff like that. Or you probably were here for my keys.
He hurt.
Tremaine Edmonds. I said he needed 8 to 10 sacks this week because he had 2, not sacks.
I was gonna say that's a hell of a lot of sacks.
8 to 10 tackles. My bad. But I said that was one of my keys to success, that he gets his 8 to 10 tackles. You know what he had today? 8 tackles. He led our team.
Oh, he had 8.
He led
I
our
was gonna
team
say
to
like
8.
that. He was gonna be my player to at when we give props to a player. He was gonna be mine because he has not been a big player, and today I felt like he stepped up. There were a lot of runs where I saw Tremaine Edmonds getting on him. He actually got a sack in there, I believe, or at least half a sack or something. One of the two. But I remember like there were a lot of plays where I was watching and I'm like, okay, he's out there doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like TJ did what TJ does.
TJ had 7 tackles. He had.
I was gonna say like
Edmonds had 8. TJ had 7 today. So
what's the total for the season?
TJ's is like
yeah. TJ on that ass.
But that's
TJ's
my
at like
point
22.
is my key to success was I needed 8 to 10 tackles because he had 2 from Evans had 2 last week, so that was it, and it didn't work out. It wasn't a key for it was for defense. 19 points on that high powered offense. I think the defense did great in the second half, but I just want to put that out there. He did have 8. He led our team with tackles. I know how a lot of people feel about him.
He took that boot. Hey, Mark, he took that boot seriously. I gave him the boot. Did I not give him a boot yesterday? I gave him a boot. I told him
he took it personal. But look, let's bring our quarterback in here. We're gonna talk about him, and then, like I said, we're gonna get into Chef Wes's grades. It's getting a little late, so we're gonna try to move this along. But we're gonna listen to our quarterback speak on how his performance was. It was a lot better than last week, but here he is, Caleb Williams.
Awesome. How's it going, everybody?
What bothers you the most about this one right now as you stand here?
Not coming out with a win, not executing, when we need to, as a team. Myself throwing 2 interceptions. It's not something that I've done. Something that I do is turn the ball over. It's not really my thing. So, I think those things, probably the things that I'm most, frustrated about, back out there, we didn't execute the way we needed to. And, we're going to keep getting better. Everything's about the responses. It's week 2. It's what the guys are. Obviously, I'm, a young guy, but I understand it's a long season. Understanding that it's week 2, understanding that we're going to respond, and, just get better every day, get better at practice, all these different things throughout the weeks, attention to details and things like that.
On the delay game coming out of the timeout, 1st and 10, what needs to improve about the operation so something like that probably shouldn't happen doesn't happen?
Yeah, so I believe the ref told me 10 seconds. I thought I got in the huddle pretty fast, said to play, got up there, and I didn't see the clock. I thought I had enough time. The clock in my head.
Guys, we brought a truckload of magic. What would you like to make disappear?
It was a little bit, slower than that, and that mistake was on me. So getting better with that. I think small things like not being as far away from the huddle, being right there. Right there next to the guy, so you just take maybe
that
one
pissed
step
me
and
off.
not lose a second.
This moment he talking about pissed me off.
Like after the game, you were processing a lot. How do you deal with, or how do you kind of navigate your expectations for how you wanted things to go the first couple games and where you're at in reality?
Yeah, I think just kind of taking in the moment, understanding. And trying to figure out what I need to get better at. Obviously, haven't watched film, haven't done all those things yet. But just trying to figure out, what areas was I off, what areas were we off, to have the outcome we have, which is is not winning the day. And so it's that was the kind of process what was going through my mind right after the game, and then we're excited about this week coming up. We're excited about all of that, but obviously we're feeling it sucks to lose. Simple as that. So
what do you think about your defense tonight? They played amazing. So
Okay, we definitely didn't expect that. CJ Stroud, they obviously talking to him about his performance. But look, hold on, let me get the guys back in here. I think they had a few more questions, but like I said, look, we'll move this along, and if you want to check out what Caleb Williams had to say, go ahead and go to Chicago Bears YouTube page. It'll be there for you. Look, I thought, look, last week, and if you follow the channel, if you're a fan of the channel, you heard me speak on this last week. I wanted Caleb on the sideline. Not necessarily bench, but I want him on the sideline. Let the defense play, because they were playing good. They was getting touchdowns and takeaways, and then when they did punt, the special teams was coming out there 66-yard kick returns or punt blocks or whatever. I wanted Caleb on the sidelines last week. This week, I did not want that. I didn't want the ball in anybody's hands but Caleb Williams, and I know other people will feel different about that, but I felt it. I felt it more than I did last week, and I felt like he was comfortable this week. The O-line didn't do him any justice, of course, but I thought he looked. It's hard to explain the feeling. Hold on,
did better.
He did better numbers wise, but it's hard to explain the feeling. Like I said, I wanted the ball in his hands this week because the run game wasn't shit. And we all know when you don't have a run game to help you out, we saw the Packers run the ball 50 times and it was their whole offense. But when you don't have a run game to help you out, it's tough as a quarterback. But even with that, I wanted Caleb Williams to have the ball to win this game or keep us in this game or what have you. I thought Shane Waldron kind of stunted some of that. If you want, just let him throw the ball. Just let him call the plays, let him sling the ball. Forget.
Offensively, this game, that was the only movement was when we were throwing the ball. You were saying, like last week's game, you wanted the defense out there. Yes. You wanted the defense blocking punts, picking the ball off and stuff.
Yes.
This game, the way that we were getting our points was us moving the ball, getting down there. We were moving the ball by throwing it. That's the only way we were moving the ball. Running the ball was not moving it for shit. So
are we ready? Are we ready? Are y'all ready? Dev, you ready? Mark, you ready?
And we got you coming. We got you coming in a second, but I just want to just let it sink in. And it was very short. Like I said, we got to move forward because this is a Sunday night game and it is very late. It's 1 a.m.
1 a.m. here.
It's 1 a.m. where we at, so we do got to keep moving. So let's jump right into Chef West's grades. Let's get it in. Let's get it going. Chef West grades. He'll give his grades on some of the categories and some of the units that we deployed today. And me and Devin will just critique his grades, whether they are terrible, whether his grades are good, whether they're okay or whatever. He will get some pushback if we don't like it. So, Chef West,
push.
Take it away.
Who you got? What grades you want me to go to? Caleb Williams.
Let's go down the list. Let's go down the list. Let's start with
my list.
The offensive line, and then we'll go to the offensive line as a whole. And while you get yourself together, let me read this comment because my guy Destin is here
Yes,
with the
okay,
comment. Oh,
offensive
hold
line.
on, let me put it back
I was
up.
gonna bring it up because it's the same line. I put
Hold on, let me shout him out because Destin. Certain people know what they talk about, and he said Caleb was making adjustments that before the snap at the end of the game. He was doing that all throughout the game. He was making those. Yeah, I know, right? It made you feel like, okay, he knows what he wants to do. He sees something. I don't know whether it's good or bad, but he sees something out of his eyes. Exactly. And he knows what he wants to do based on what he's seeing. Whether he's seeing the right thing or not, he sees it. I know what I want to do based on it. I know how to counter it. Whether he's blitzing, the mic is blitzing, the wheel is blitzing. He knew what he wanted to do based on what he was seeing. Whether it was right decision or
moving around the offensive line a little bit, like,
yep.
Hey, I need you to focus on that side. I liked that part.
Oh yeah,
I
love
feel like
that
he was here. Chef West, are you ready for your grades? And this is gonna be
I
a
am.
segment. Week in and
What
week
we
out.
doing?
Chef West gonna come and give his grades, and he gonna have thick skin, just in case we poke holes in it. You know, me and Devin, and we don't like the shit he talking about. So
Nobody likes it.
Hopefully
It's okay.
he has thick skin.
Nobody likes
Grades.
me.
Let's
It's
talk about
okay.
the offensive line first. I'll cue you up, and you go ahead and take it away. Offensive line.
F. Can y'all see my F?
Put it up to
I don't like
closer
that
to the
grade.
camera.
I'm gonna say they need an F minus.
Hold on. Make it a little bit darker and put it up a little closer to the camera.
I'm sorry, people. I didn't get it. I was supposed to go by a better marker to put it. Can y'all see my F?
Put it closer.
See my F? My
Closer. It's like you scared to touch the camera. Put it closer.
F.
Closer.
F.
Why are you so scared?
F.
There you go. Now turn it
See
around.
my fucked up F. I gotta
Now
get
turn it around. Turn the card around.
Oh yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, tune in with us. Tune in, baby. You know me. I'm all for us, baby.
So
Weather podcast, all word, no spaces. But F.
Offensive line.
F.
One reason why, and we'll move on.
Darnell Wright.
Okay.
Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright.
Let's move on. That's all you got to say, Darnell, right? No.
You said one reason. I gave you that reason. Darnell Wright. Not even just the penalties, but Darnell Wright. Rewatch it. Watch Darnell. Watch 58.
And we'll have the clips coming out. We'll have the clips coming out on how this O line performed, D line performed, and the entire team as a whole. Let's move on, Chef West. You cooking? Is it cooking?
I'm cooking. What y'all got? What y'all got? What y'all got? No, y'all supposed to say. Am I wrong for my F? Dev, am I wrong for my F?
Devin. First of all, Devin was your vice president on that one. So and if he the vice president, I'm the secretary.
of State.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we got offensive line. Look, I gotta put my check. I gotta put my check. I'm gonna put a check every week that I was.
But
right.
I smell. Please put the checks because I smell.
line.
I smell you cooking.
Trash.
Offensive grades as a whole. Offensive grades as a whole. Not just the offensive line. We're including Caleb, DJ Moore, the running backs, DeAndre Swift, Khalil Herbert. Offense as a whole. Is it what that say?
See,
that's a Caleb C. And Caleb, I put Caleb as in a C. I'm gonna give them a C simply because they did their best. I saw Cole Kmet. See, you see how I keep going with my C rating? C. They did their best. I'm not finna even. If y'all watch our podcast, you know how I feel about Shane Walden. But C, those dudes did the best they could do with a C.
I mean, there were a few times. I remember one of the plays I was watching. I saw Cole Kmet in there, and he was lined up right next to the offensive line. And my first thought was, hey, Wes was just talking about this. They hike the ball. He does a little shove, and then he goes around, and then they pass him the ball. I'm like, that's exactly what we were talking about last
Little
week.
chip block. You know,
And
chip
What
block.
did I say? What did I say, Dad?
Caleb just a hair of a little bit more time, just enough for him to and then he was open. Get him
Just
that
to
ball,
breathe. Dev, tell him breathe, baby.
But like I saw
Game
it like
of-
once or twice, and then they stopped doing it, and I'm like, oh my god!
And they didn't do it again. They did that. They did it twice. They did it 2 times.
And that's not. It's not gonna work with Gerald Everett. I'm sorry, but like I know that he's your guy, but at
Who
this
guy?
point, no, I mean like Shane Waldron's guy. Like I know
Shane
he's your
Waldron's guy.
but
Yes.
you gotta just at this point.
Hey, Deb,
Everybody
you-
on the team is your guy. So
Hey,
stop
no, Deb,
focusing on getting Gerald
you-
Everett his numbers. And
You
focus
see
on
him bring Dev. You see him. Hey, Dev. You see him bring Everett down in the backfield to block.
I didn't like that.
Fucking terrible.
I mean, but then again, I also didn't like when Swift was blocking for DJ Moore out on the edge, and then he got that
Oh my
holding
God.
penalty.
Well,
and I'm
let's
sitting
talk.
there like, Swift is not a
What
big
else I
guy. You
got?
don't want him blocking.
What else I got?
What are we
That's offense
doing?
overall.
Hold on, Wes. Hold on, Wes. You gonna have your time. Look, we talked about it though. Like, we didn't talk about it, but Roma Dunze's injury. He was blocking for Velus Jones. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
But like, we don't have like Cole Kmet do something like that, and that's kind of like he knows how to do that. Like you don't teach a smaller running back like Swift how to block. You teach a fullback how to block.
Hey, look at my knuckles.
Maybe
you see my.
Khalil Herbert how to block, but like
Hey, Dev, look at my knuckles. You see my right hand?
No.
You see how
I mean,
swollen? You see the blood on this knuckle right over
you
here?
punched
You
something.
see how not? I punched a lot of
No,
shit
put it
today,
up
dude.
again. Put it up again.
I punched a lot.
Oh,
of
it is
shit
swollen.
today,
What
nigga.
the fuck?
It's fucking fat. 'Cause I was punching
What you punch? What don't tell us a lot of shit. What did you punch?
the table. The table at the bar. It was like, why you so loud? I said, shut the fuck up.
Hey,
the Bears are playing.
Y'all team won. Kyler Murray, and
They team won, Mark.
They won.
They
Mine
team won.
Chef West.
I'm here. What's my next grade? I got him on my side.
Come on now.
I got him right here next to me.
I hope you cooking. I smell something. I smelled a little bit of something. I definitely smell a little bit of something. Let's talk about that D line, not the defensive as a whole. We're gonna get to that, but let's talk about that D line. Well, hold on. Before we do that, were you okay with his C grade for the offense as a whole, Devin?
I'm okay with that. I mean, there were good things and bad things, and he kind of getting the C kind of puts you in that middle, and so there were, I guess, good things. There were good enough aspects that I agree with a C.
I'm right there with you, Devin. I agree with a C. I gave Caleb Williams a B minus, B minus. So however you want to slice it up. But I agree if we gonna include the entire offense, because that offensive line brings his grade down to a C.
Yeah, it's like the stupid kid in class who bringing the whole average down.
Which sometimes benefits everybody, because it's like, okay, now we're gonna grade on the curve, right? Okay. Let's talk about it, Wes. The D line. What is your D line grade as a whole? Montez Sweat, Andrew Billings, Javon Dexter, and DeMarcus Walker. A little bit of Austin Booker, a little bit of not Greg Hardy, but Daryl Taylor.
All of them. The devil
What's
is
your
a
grade?
lie.
D line. He's talking about the devil is a lie. You hear him, Devin? Like, a D. A D. Oh,
I deserve better. Okay, do you want me to break it up? Darrell Taylor, I deserve better. My hand's so swole. It's so crazy. It let me look a
Which
fat
we'll
dude.
see. We'll see if they gave him the same amount of snaps as they did last week, which he
They might have. They should have gave him more.
I was disappointed when I saw that DeMarcus Walker was in there as much as he was.
What did you say?
Like
what is
Walker either?
What did you say again, Devin? Because I know it's your name, your namesake. You're disappointed. You're dishonored.
I was a little disappointed seeing DeMarcus Walker out there.
It's a big fucking D, dude.
Give us one reason why you went with a D, and then we'll critique you.
Hold
on, Wes. We got Champion here. We ain't seen you in.
Hey, Champ.
That my Cardinals put the NFC on notice today. Marvin Harrison Jr. out here looking like a young Randy Moss. Hey, he's out there with you, Wes.
Hey, Champy, I live on Mill Ave. Come and get me. I'm off Broadway. If you want to come me, all right. I'm right behind Walmart. If you want to find me, I'm like I said,
talking football.
Hey, look. If anybody want to find me, I'm 5 minutes. I'm off Broadway and Mill Ave in Arizona, Tempe, right down there where the Arizona. Hey, Sparky, Forks Up, all y'all guys. But
so let me say this one thing. Hit that like button, Champy. We're gonna be here every week. Like I said, my guy Chef West at the bottom of the map is representing Arizona. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, the Black Bear Podcast. One word, no spaces. We are doing Chef West's grades and poke holes.
Y'all get a fucking D. Y'all get a D defense. Y'all didn't take the ball away.
D-line. We on D-line.
Oh, we on D-line. You know what?
D-line.
I'm not even gonna differ. My whole defense theme today is this.
D.
I didn't differ.
I didn't. What I'm talking about, Wes. No, hold on, Wes. Let me. I gotta call you out. Wes. Hold on. Let me call you out.
Okay, call me out.
We don't gotta spend too much time. But you can't give your great and your not so great to the defense, and then you give them the D line a D, and then you give the entire defense a D. You can't really do that. I mean, you can if that's your, that's what you do. But it's just a little weird to me. That's all. I don't.
Okay, cool. No. I hear you. It's beyond that. They were the best phase of the game. And they sucked. The special teams sucked. The offense sucked. What you want me to just say? My team sucked? We sucked. My coaches sucked. My head coach sucked. It's like y'all didn't even fucking prepare. So yes, I do have to give my good and bad. If I have to give my good, I give it to my defense for not putting up 29, because that's what Texas did last week. They gave them 19.
That's all I'm saying. I respect the grades a little.
No. But my whole thing is giving the defense and the D line a D is because we saw what Darrell Taylor could do. He didn't do it. We saw what Martez Sweat could do last season. He didn't do it. I'm just basing that's what I'm basing it off. And I seen what TJ could do. He couldn't. Tremaine was kind of okay. I saw Kyler Gordon miss a fucking sack. He had him wrapped up on a good blitz. And Spider-Man.
Javon missed a sack.
Javon missed a sack. You see what I'm saying?
Let me tell you about your guy Montez Sweat real quick. He didn't show up on the stat sheet. Montez Sweat had no tackles, no sacks, no. He probably had some pressure.
Nothing.
He didn't get home at all.
Hey Mark, who did I give a boot to last? Who I give the boot to last yesterday?
Who was it?
I gave my boots to Velas Jones, and I gave
inactive.
Who was inactive, and I gave it to who the fuck I gave my other boot to? Shit, who was above Vilas because he didn't do shit. Oh, Tremaine Edmonds. No, I didn't give my boot to them. I gave it to all defensive players. It was Tremaine Edmonds. Remember, I gave Tremaine Edmonds, remember? And he kind of balled today. So I'm not going to say shit about him. Then I gave it to Vilas Jones, who, whatever. But my third boot came to Montez Sweat. What I needed him to show the fuck up today.
He didn't show up on the stat sheet. He didn't have a tackle. He didn't have a sack. He may have had pressures. I don't have the pressure numbers right now.
He might have some pressures.
He was on the receiving end of a very important penalty where they knocked his helmet off. And then I love the fact that his helmet was on the ground. He turned around like CJ Stroud was already running off. He turned around to go chase down CJ Stroud without a helmet. Like,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people in those situations would be like, "Well, my helmet came off. I'm done." No, he's like, "Nah, I'm still making this tackle if I can."
and we got a couple more categories to get to. So you got the D. Devin, what you agree with that?
Not really. But
what's your grade, real quick?
I mean, I'm gonna give them a C because getting sacks in this league has never really been easy for the Chicago Bears. And so we still did get 3 sacks against a quarterback who I hate to say it because he is only in his second year, but he's proving to be pretty good out there, and he's good at evading sacks. Like his mobility,
like Caleb out there.
It helps him avoid sacks, and he has shown that against other teams too. Like they don't hit home as much on him, and so I'm gonna give them a C for the effectiveness that they did, and the fact that the D line, I think the D line is the one who caused that fumble, forced that fumble. I think I didn't really even see who punched the ball out. All I remember seeing was a big mess of players when they tried running the ball. And the next thing you know, in the replay, I saw Kevin Byard just jump on it. But up until the replay, I couldn't see shit because there were so many people. But like they did do a better job stopping the run than the Colts were able to do last week. And I mean, they took away the run game and made it so that if you wanted to pick up those big yardage stuff, you had to get it through like Nico Collins, which is what they did, unfortunately. But I mean, like we're still a pretty solid run defense team, and
the best.
They didn't have 200 rushing yards against us. Like Mixon, he did okay, but like when he went out, they could not run the ball. Like they had maybe a couple of good runs, and that was their offensive line opening up a hole. But most of the time, it was us just kind of stuffing them back. They had a lot of times it was like 3rd and 2 or 4th and 1 or stuff like that, where like times when they were trying to just lunge ahead for that 1 yard, and there were so many times that we just put up that wall. So I feel like that in itself deserved at least a C. So that's where I would differ on Wes, but I can see why he was not thrilled with the way they played after seeing how they played last week.
And so for me, 1 touchdown, and I'll be quick with it. 1 touchdown given up, and the rest field goals to lead up to 19 points. I do think you gave him a D. I would give the defense at least a C, probably on the higher end of a B minus, because like I said, you gave up, or Devin said, you gave up 3 points.
Mark.
You gave up 3 points in the second half. Hold on. You gave, just to be quick, you gave up 3 points in the second half, but before that, you gave up 1 touchdown. The rest were field goals. 3 points
And
should
they
lose
were
you games.
long ass field goals.
They were some
that
long
was a
ass field
problem
goals
for us. Like
I think
was
I think the kicker had a record. It was like 60 something that he kicked the field
twice.
goal on.
'cause
Twice.
his longest field goal going into the day was 54, and he broke that record twice. He broke his own record twice with the 56, and then later on in the game he had a 59. I'm saying, like, God dang, like just our luck that he just happens to get really good kicks or something.
Let's keep it moving then. Special teams.
Line. Oh, special teams.
I'm gonna bring special teams up on you. You got to be on your toes, Wes. You got to have the food cooking. You never know what a customer might want. You never know what what they want to eat.
Look,
You gotta be ready for it. We're gonna go special teams. What is your special teams grade in the kitchen, Chef Wes?
My fucking marker not working. But you know, to get my special teams, I can't write it down because
don't give it to me without no salt and pepper. I need some seasoning on it. Don't just give it to me. You know what I mean? So special teams grade.
You see what this is? What letter's over here? You see that letter over there? For all my fans and everybody else. It's the Black Bear Podcast. Our special teams get a fucking B.
Okay, you like what you saw out there.
Cairo didn't miss when we needed him. Devin, your boy Legatron still comes through every single time.
On the back of his own end zone, he still
even after pumping out the back of his fucking end zone, he put him in there. Only reason he can't get an A is because it's like, it's other people that's involved.
Right.
When he punted and that shit hit the 3-yard line and it bounced back, we should have went down there and made sure it was in the 10-yard line. But we let it go 15, 20 yards back up out, which is not his fault per se. But I give our special teams
as a whole.
But exactly, it's part of special teams as a whole. They should have made sure that ball stayed within the 10. But hey, like I said, hey, look, the best thing we do is punt the fucking ball. I'm sorry to say, right now, week 2, the best thing we doing is punting the fucking ball. And that's because Velas did what Velas did week 1. And our kickoffs is already cool, Carter can do Carter, but I gotta get those boys up. B. You
like that? Mean you like DeAndre Carter? You like Tory Taylor? You like Cairo Santos? You like the whole operation?
I do, even if I don't know, I cut DC from my 53 back in the day. I cut him.
And he
Velas Jones.
He became a featured wide receiver for us in the game.
I know, and that's crazy.
He looked,
and he did. And just so everybody know, Scouts Honor, I cut him for Velas. By the way,
I will say that I was a little disappointed with some of the decisions by Carter later on in the game when we did force them into punts and stuff. And I get it. Punt returning is very difficult because you're watching the ball while these guys are running up on you. But there were a few that he backed way off and he kind of told people like, hey, don't touch it, get away. And then the ball came and hit the ground and then rolled another like 10, 15 yards.
He should have fair catch.
He should have gone up
right there with
fair catched it. And at the very least, fair catch. Like his return game wasn't as good this week as it was last week, but he had a phenomenal week last week. So that 60, 70 yard run or whatever back last week kind of made his return week game last week just phenomenal. But the punts that we returned this week, I was a little disappointed. Some of them that he backed off because I was just waiting for him to get one and just take off and stuff like that. And all that stuff is great. Like
yeah.
he
That.
didn't,
Oh no, that. Yeah,
he
I
didn't
felt.
he didn't do anything harmful.
Yeah, no,
So
I felt
that's
like
why
he
I'm cool
he
with
could
that.
have had a little advantage. He could have had an advantage. That's why he get a B.
Yeah,
That's why he
I'm
get a
cool with
B.
the B grade because of that. Like, if he had taken those out, gotten something, then maybe it might be worth an A. But the B grade
Yes.
being that there were a few that he probably could have done better on. There was one that Torrey kicked that I felt like it could have been better. Like, I think it went out of bounds at like the 20 or something. And normally his punts
I wasn't
don't
gonna
go out
be.
of bounds at the 20.
I don't want to. I wasn't gonna condemn him on the kick though.
That's true. Like one
wasn't.
kick. I mean, especially when you
Not
got
one
quite a
kick.
few punts.
And then especially when Cairo made all his kicks. He hit the extra point.
Man,
He
his
hit
kick, all
2
his extra
field goals
points.
for
Hear
us.
me for a minute though.
Burrito.
Cairo hit his kicks, and then I mean, so I agree with the B. I'll give you the B. I'm right there with you on the B.
Okay,
we got to talk about head coach. Let's talk about the coaching, not even just head coach. Let's talk about the coaching, and then we'll probably get up out of here. Do some closing statements, and we'll get up out of here. Head coach, not hold on, not just head coach, coaching.
All these motherfuckers get the same shit. They get the same card.
F.
You suck.
Why?
Matt.
F. Why?
One, I felt like you didn't plan for this game. Oh my God, Eberflus on defense. Okay, Eberflus is supposed to be calling the defensive calls. Like I just said, if I gave the defense a D for performing, I gotta give him an F for calling those plays. Because it was just trash. It was just trash against a mediocre fucking offense. And everybody, Nico Collins. I drafted Nico Collins on my fantasy team. I know how good they can be. That's cool. Eberflus, baby, you gotta do better. You gotta call better. You got JJ. What JJ do today? Nothing. What did we actually do today? Like, really nothing to me. So you get an F, Matt Eberflus, and you've been on my motherfucking radar since May. So it's cool. You got a bump because you won against the Titans. Cool. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Thank Will Levis. All right, cool. Pressure. Darrell Taylor had a hell of a game last week. What was he at this week? I watched a bunch of motherfucking defensive ends go wheel arounds, go stunts. They did all this crazy type of techniques to get to the quarterback. Darrell Taylor didn't do none of that. Matt Eberflus, fix it. Do better. You know what I mean? Like, Nico had what? What Nico had? What, 137? I think, if, like I said, I could pull up my phone right now. He's on my fantasy team, which is
Nico had
okay.
135, 1 touchdown, 8 catches.
That's crazy for your number 2, 3 receiver. What our number 2, 3 receiver have?
Our 2, 3s. You see him going across the bottom of the screen.
Not even 70.
Roma Dunze had, go ahead. 33 for Rome.
33. 33. I just saw it. 33 and 53 combined still does not combat with what Nico Collins. Dude, you got to do better. You got to make better adjustments. So, yes, it's an F. Coaching. Both sides of the ball. All 3 phases of the ball.
F, coaching. Devin, what you agree with the F?
I mean, defensively, we did make adjustments, but to be quite honest with you, when you include the coaching from the offensive side, it really drags it down for me. Like the coaching on the offense was pretty poor. And personally, with the coaching, you have to include those 2 challenge plays. And
the worst.
I don't think you should be throwing a challenge just because like Brisker says that he intercepted. Like it didn't look like an interception live. Now the one where
the first down,
the catch
that was
one,
obvious. The catch one, that's for the first down. That was so obvious.
Like, no, I'm talking about because the first down one was for the Texans.
Nico Collins. Nico.
I'm talking about the one where it was
we
ruled a
challenged.
catch. And
It was Stephon Diggs for a first down, dude.
To me, I don't think.
Yeah, the toe tap one.
But like, I didn't feel like he had control. But I still wouldn't have thrown a challenge on it. Like, even if there's a chance that it might be wrong, I'm not wasting a timeout on. Hopefully, this guy there's enough to like. I wouldn't have looked at it and said, "Oh, there's enough to overturn it." Like that's what you have to be looking at for your challenges is what is the capability or what is the likelihood of it being overturned. If you see something that's clear as day that there is clear evidence, then throw that challenge flag. But if there isn't that clear evidence that's crystal clear that you can see from multiple different angles that you know it'll get overturned, then I don't think you should be wasting that time out.
And
the
I
first
think the
half,
only
the
one
timeout wasn't as big of a deal, but that second half, we could have used that timeout in that final drive.
Yeah, a different
but
way.
I mean, they used up their timeout, so they only had one going into that final drive.
No, Dev, I'm with you. It's like you did it because you could.
And to me, the possible interception, while I thought it would be cool and hoped maybe he got his hand under, I wouldn't have gone with what the player was screaming about, saying, "Yeah, I intercepted it. You should throw the flag." I'm like, there were other things that you probably might have wanted to throw a flag on that might have been closer, but I'm more cautious because using up your timeout on a blown challenge.
My whole thing is this. You know what they show on big screens at big games? They show interceptions. You get 30 to 60 seconds to watch it, and touchdowns. They always put it on the big screen so you can get 30 seconds to 60 seconds to watch it. And we all looked at it on a big screen. And
I will say that the Texans kind of rushed that next play a little bit more.
Because they should have. Because they smart.
And that's what you do if you don't know, especially because Brisker was the only one there. So they don't know if there's a possibility that it might have been caught.
That's A+ coaching though, Dev. That's A+ coaching. You don't even want to give them a chance. You want to get to the next play. Therefore, they cannot do it. But honestly, every single challenge that we threw in that game for me was just because we can. Just because we got a red little bag in our pocket.
So the only challenge I thought was fair was the one with Nico Collins. And I don't even know if this was a challenge, but the one when he caught it and he stuck it to his shoulder
that was
pad.
the challenge I was talking about. And see, I thought
I like that challenge
was understandable, but I didn't think that there was going to be enough to overturn it because in the end they said the call stands.
You both are right. My whole thing is the referees already thought we were wrong because we challenged the obvious first down catch from Stephon Diggs.
No, that wasn't us. That was
the Diggs one was clear. I don't know why
that was us. No, we did challenge that.
The Nico Collins
Was that Nico Collins that went out of bounds for the first down?
No, Stephon had one that we challenged too. But I'm
Right.
talking.
No, not us, because he didn't get the first down, and they challenged that he did. He was
Not
going
that one,
sideways
Dev.
out of bounds.
Not that one, Dev. Not that one, Dev. I am talking about before that. We threw a flag because Stephon Diggs caught what would have been a first down, and we called the timeout and everything, and we lost that one.
Yeah, we lost.
So we were behind the ball on that.
We challenged the Diggs too. The Diggs one was horrible. Diggs,
that was horrible.
We did not have 3 challenges. That's what I'm saying. We did not have 3 challenges.
So we challenged the Diggs one and the Nico.
We challenged the Nico Collins to his shoulder.
Right.
Okay. That was the one, like they were saying it was a toe tap one, but then they look and he pinned it to his shoulder or something like that. And then the Texans challenged one where Stephon Diggs was going out to the side and then he reached forward.
No, we challenged that one, Dev. That was our challenge, Devin.
You guys are saying we had 3 challenges.
No.
No,
So
I'm not.
The one I think we're getting confused on is the Kyler Gordon interception, which was not challenged.
Right. It was not our challenge.
Review. It was a booth,
that was a booth review.
One with Kyler Gordon tipped it, the interception on CJ Stroud. That wasn't a challenge. That was a booth review.
Stephon Diggs didn't get the first down though. On the one that I'm thinking of, Stephon Diggs did not get the first down.
You talking about the
yes, he did.
Stephon Diggs reached for it.
That was a different challenge.
Out of bounds, and they determined that he wasn't out of the ball hadn't crossed the line before
he reached. Okay.
That's right. You're right, Dev. That was second half. I'm talking first half.
They thought that he did get it.
Yes,
I'm talking about the first challenge of the game that ever happened was us with Stephon Diggs, who caught the ball 2 toes dap in, and we lost that challenge.
We challenged 2 plays. We challenged 2 plays.
We challenged that first one.
Diggs toe tap when he drug his feet, which I don't know why we challenged it. Then we challenged the Nico Collins shoulder catch type thing, but the interception by Kyler Gordon was not challenged. That was a booth review.
It wasn't a booth
and
review.
Then the Stephon Diggs
first down was booth was
that was another booth review. But we called a timeout on that play because they weren't going to. At least it seemed like they weren't going to booth review. Matthew Flus called the timeout so they can get more time to booth review it. They ended up booth reviewing it, and they gave us our timeout back because we used it like the next play or the play before that or after that.
So I got my O line grade F, D line grade D, offensive period I gave them a C, defense period I gave them a D, coaches got an F. Special teams got a B. Oh my God, I'm still stuck with Caleb.
Oh, you didn't give your Caleb grade. Go ahead, give your Caleb grade.
I'm gonna give my man Caleb a mighty C. I'm gonna give him a mighty C. I gotta get a new Sharpie. I'm gonna give him a C. I'm still stuck in the middle on Caleb right now. I'm stuck on him because he did what he did his best. Because honestly, I'm biased about it. And if I see 14 out there one more fucking time, I'm gonna lose my motherfucking mind. And then when we finally put Mercedes Lewis out there, what happened? When we finally put Mercedes Lewis out there, fucking false start. Ain't that a motherfucker, ain't it? You see what I'm saying? Like, I just want Shane Walden to stop. And I mean, people in this world, just stop with your favorites. Stop being so biased. Do your fucking job. I go to work and I do my fucking job unbiasedly. Shane Walden, do your fucking job unbiasedly. And then I saw 2 passes. I think he caught 2 today. I think Coco Met caught 2 passes today for like 3 or 4 yards.
It's going across the bottom of the screen. 4 catches.
Yeah.
4
for
okay,
27. But
four
still
for,
nowhere
27.
near what he should be getting.
50.
But you know what pissed me off? Is I seen Caleb motion protection, and you know who came down to protect him? Number 4 fucking team. Who the fuck is Gerald Everett protecting? He ain't not a protector. So I'm giving folks a C. He gonna be a C. I'm gonna write it in my book. I'm gonna give him a C today. I'm gonna give him a C. I'm gonna get a better Sharpie mark after this, so I can be really bold and all this kind of stuff. But he got the best grade. I'm giving him a C.
And look,
Y'all can no, I was gonna say y'all can debate over it.
No, all the grades seem like we were all in lockstep for the grades for the most part. Maybe we bumped it up a little bit or bumped it down a little bit, but it is getting that time in the Midwest. It's 1:45, almost 2:00 in the morning here. This has been a 2-hour show, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. This was, we kind of expected this going into one of our 3 primetime games this year. Unfortunately, we lost 13-16 or 13-19. I keep saying that because that field goal they gave up with 40 seconds to go in the half for the Texans that made it 19-10, which pisses me off. But anyway, we gonna sign off here because it's definitely late. What's up, Wes? You got something you want to sign off with?
No, I'm just saying, I mean, y'all late. I'm not. But I want y'all to go to bed, man. I want my boys to go to bed, man. It sucked. I took a W. I took a L. I'm going to eat crow. Y'all know what I said in May. I thought we was going to win this game. It was way closer than anybody would have thought because
a lot of people had us losing this game by a lot more. So,
oh no, I know. A motherfucker told me yesterday we gonna lose what 34-7, 34-0. John, what was John at with his 34-7 prediction? It's cool, but hey, I want y'all to go. I have to go. I love y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here.
Look, Blackberry Podcast.
One word, no spaces.
To the right of me, Devin, my other co-host, Chef West, at the bottom of the map. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, the Blackberry Podcast. One word, no spaces. Y'all have a good rest of y'all Sunday night and get some good sleep. And we'll see y'all again next weekend.
Saturday.
The Blackberry Podcast. We gone. Peace.